Welcome to Diving Deep with Deepak and Darrah, where we make the deep relatable and translatable into your life. You talked about when the passion and the enthusiasm for sex goes away in, let's say, a longer-term relationship. For example, there's a study that was done that says that, as people call it, the honeymoon stage, and they call this in the study as well, that there's two phases of relationship. There's the honeymoon stage and the commitment stage. And that biologically, a human is unable to experience the honeymoon stage beyond 2 years. And that's when we move into the commitment stage. And that the study demonstrated that once you're in the commitment phase, that's typically where many couples are engaged or married. So they often blame, to your point, the marriage or the engagement as the reason for that, when really it's this biological or evolutionary almost change in our hormones. I'm curious if you can go deeper on the part of the values part, and how do you keep that alive for yourself and in, let's say it's a partnership, let's say it's a monogamous relationship, or it's just two people. What is your reaction or response to helping people keep that a vital part of their life and their relationship, even beyond that 2 years?
Yeah, first of all, I think sometimes we give too much importance to the sexual experience as part of the overall relationship. It's one aspect, very important aspect. But if it begins to diminish or fade, then it's also okay, as long as you're still committed to the love and the intimacy of that. And if you are, then when it's appropriate, it surfaces. But I think in this culture that we are in, people are obsessed with it too. I mean, and that creates other issues. It's part of your life, but so is ice cream, or a beautiful sunset, or going to the theater, or seeing a movie, or reading a good book, or going in nature. And the more you share those values with the person, the more intimacy, the better the sex.
Yeah, and I think the more we keep it taboo and behind closed doors and aren't having honest conversations, the more that it generates that anxiety for people, because they're comparing to projected images of what perfection in that arena looks like, as opposed to what really is truth and what really is for they and their relationship.
Yeah. It's again, expectations. People in sex have expectations about performance. How am I doing? Or they have expectations about other values. Do you love me? That's a very frequent question people ask. Or how did I do? It's very silly, the whole thing. It's an overemphasis on a thing that's part of our life, just like everything else is.
Yeah, I really think that what you said is going to be freeing for a lot of people. I think, honestly, a lot of women specifically who carry a lot of guilt and obligation in their relationships around sex, that your point earlier about that it's not something that needs to be this primary force of focus, and that if you and your partner, whomever that is, are on the same page, if you're communicating, if you both feel fulfilled in different arenas, that this is just one bucket, and that's okay. And that'll have rhythms and cycles and seasons. So thank you.
And if you're fully aware, then whatever the season, it's the right season. So authenticity, integrity, responsibility, and commitment, all important.
Right. And what's so fascinating about that is that is no different than a lot of the values that you remark on, whether it's leadership or other places, that they are not in vacuums, and that they exist in all elements of one's life.
True.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to hear more, enjoy a free masterclass with Deepak and myself on living a more meaningful life, along with a guided meditation at darrah.co/Deepak. You can also subscribe to our channels, comment below, let us know what you loved, what you'd love to hear more of, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter, where we'll share daily knowledge droppings at Deepak Chopra and at Darrah B. See you next time.